Hello and welcome back to another episode of Roman's podcast. I'm Dinesh Sagi, joined by Punk and Amar. Jens, how are we?
All good, all
Yeah, good
good.
man.
How
Good.
are you? How are you two doing?
I'm good. Uh,
You're done
uh,
with your weekly um, professional do-ups, whatever needed to be done?
Depends what you call professional do-ups, but I definitely did something or the other.
Cool, cool.
Uh,
Would have been exciting weekend for the all the matches then.
yes, absolutely. Okay, as I can see, I have two happy CSK super fans on the podcast today, so I'm quite pleased to have you both.
Always, always.
Talking about obviously the first game that concluded this morning between CSK and DC. The big contention in terms of some of the rumors that were doing rounds on the socials. So I wanted to get the first-hand opinion from the two CSK fans. How much of this is true that one MSD might be calling it a day sooner than later in middle of the series, which is not strange to us. This happened in the past as well with him. And two, he might potentially only be now like representing or playing for CSK at Chennai home games. So I don't know which one is true or if any of this is true, but I'd like to get your opinions, starting with maybe Punk.
And you never know. It's Dhoni when he wants to pull. Pull. Uh, I hope he plays the entire season actually, right? And then that's it. I see this season, right? I don't see he coming back in next season. Last season he did come back because he was able to do something with the ball, and CSK was like they got 7 games. Apart from the net run rate, they could have qualified. Apart from that RCB game, which he got so close to winning that. So this year, it's been the problem is with the team as well, right? The entire team is becoming there's and with that I don't see Dhoni now taking and the CSK management now realize that
Hmm.
it's enough now, right? They are pushing him to for the brand and all that, but then it's going because now there's a lot of criticism as well,
Hmm.
right? uh, because with CSK, the thing is, if you're the superhero, then you also become the supervillain, right? If you lead by whatever the choices and everything, right? So now it's in that verge of line where you start becoming a supervillain
Hmm.
with all that brand you have created, right?
Yeah.
So with Dhoni, again, if they think of bringing him next year, then it's going to be a lot of challenges for them. So I see most probably this is the end of his career with CSK.
Hmm.
Now depends on the rumors that he might just play CSK or because of his knee injury and all that. It's been showing up, or that traveling, that we are not sure yet. But
Hmm.
I would like for him to play the entire this thing season,
Hmm.
and and then we'll see what CSK can do, right?
Hmm.
They need to like reject some mojo. See, you can't have your entire team not scoring.
Yeah.
Your top 4, 5, 6 batsmen on at all, then nobody is in touch.
Hmm.
They've done a lot of mistakes with like changing Rutu's order and all that, right? So, but yeah, let's come back to that and we will just analyze deep into the innings. I'll give my bits of thing as well, what I've seen.
Absolutely. Amar, anything you would like to add on MS?
Just one thing that whatever happens will be dictated by his injury.
Hmm.
If he's not able to play, then he knows that it's better for the team to call it a day, and he will do that whenever it is. But like the rumors that he might just play in Chepauk, that can also be a way to kind of take care of his knee and then be more productive and a contributor to the game. And also, like Punk mentioned, that it's superheroes can very quickly become super villains in these kind of uh, popular tournaments and popular players where he has been the superstar or the megastar or whatever you call. um, it's the, the function of this is the function of his own ability to win matches from nowhere. And also, I would like to highlight here that Dhoni's situation is more pronounced because of the top order performances not happening.
Yeah.
What is happening is, because he's the most important or most highlighted player,
Hmm.
and CSK fans, he absolutely adores him. Even though the top order is not making runs, it's always coming down to him. And
Hmm.
if he's only playing decent enough cricket, even then it looks like he's not playing well,
Hmm.
because he's not winning matches. That's what he's known to do, to win matches. Whether it be four balls he comes to bat for, or whether it be 5 overs, but he's not doing that. So yeah, all in all, that's the if the batting order was firing, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Even if he would play four balls, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So it's that CSK is not winning, and then blame is totally coming on to him.
The thing is, like this is the worst performance of CSK in terms of the first 4 5 batsmen, right?
Hmm.
So by the time when Dhoni comes, right, irrespective of the one game where he sent Ashwin up front, right?
Out of him, yeah. Hmm.
Uh, you see, this run rate is already at 11,
Hmm.
12, right? So it's very difficult, and it's not like it is just last 4 overs, okay, where you can actually still get. You're talking about like the eighth and ninth over itself.
Hmm.
From the eighth, ninth over, the run rate is 11, 12, right? And they are not like, CSK has not batted in any of a flat track as of yet, because, the scores of the opponent teams have not crossed 200 plus.
Hmm.
These have been like, sticky wickets. Okay. So just to highlight on that basis as well, right? They have like, in Chennai and all that, these are all sticky wickets. It's not like, you come and you bang, bang. Yeah.
Hmm.
So for somewhere around in your sixth, like say seventh or eighth over itself, even your run rate is going 10 plus, where the
Hmm.
opponent team have never reached that. Even when the batting is, they have never reached 10 plus in the entire innings, at
Yeah.
any given point of time, right?
Hmm.
Your team is needed 120 runs at the 10th over itself, from the 10th over onwards, right? And then you have lost 5 wickets,
Hmm.
right? And then this team does not bat till the 11th. Like most of the CSK, if you see the teams, used to bat till number 10.
Hmm.
This like generally till Ashwin.
Hmm.
And Ashwin, if you remember, like more Ashwin type of batsman would be the number 10 batsman in the previous CSK.
Hmm.
So you have to conserve your wickets. You don't want to lose big as well with 80 90 runs margin, because this has haunted them the previous season. Yeah. So it's a balance now. What can the players do, right? If your first five batsmen are giving you for the next 10 overs, you have to bat at 12, when the opponent team with the greatest of strikers have not been able to do that, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be, you can criticize Dhoni as much as possible, but you also have to look in hindsight, because like I'm looking at the statistics of what the match played around, right?
Hmm.
So just blaming on Dhoni, does not make sense, right? The
Yeah.
entire team has not been performing.
No, that's what I'm saying. That if the top order had made runs, no one would be having this conversation, because the runs would be there, and they would be winning matches,
I-
or whatever it is. I would just like to uh, uh, put one comment here, that throughout his career, Dhoni has been carrying the teams many a times, and
Yeah.
carrying many players many a times.
Hmm.
But at this point of time, the team is not carrying him. They
Hmm.
should
Yeah.
they should have carried him, because coming into the tournament, everyone in the team knew that Dhoni is not 100%. His knee is giving up at times. So this was the time that team should have stood up and carried him.
And like
Absolutely.
Dhoni, from the 16th to 20th over is where he is really lethal, yeah.
Hmm.
And before that, it's going to be, because there's no many batsmen. If he was at batting at 4, right, and you had another 4 5 batsmen, it
Hmm.
would have been a different thing. He's batting at number 7,
Hmm.
and there's no cushion of another 2 3 wickets, right? That's
Yeah.
it. He is, and then that's it, and the team after that is gone,
Hmm.
right? So that is something which people have to understand, right? He cannot come and start at he came at 10.1 or 10.4
Hmm.
today, right? And from there to, it's very difficult, right? Because you don't have the other guy, maybe Vijay or somebody would have to take that. But there's one more thing I wanted to highlight as well, right? The entire CSK batting lineup is scared.
Hmm.
Okay, there's no intent from ball one itself. You can see there's a nervous energy, right?
Yes.
Uh, so what I'm trying to explain here is, say if I'm getting out here in 6 balls,
Hmm.
right? I'm scoring 1 runs. You go out for 10 runs or 15 runs, I hit a shot and get out. They're
Yeah.
playing like, just defending, you go like, and in this place, I know Dubey is not getting, but what
Hmm.
Dubey is doing, at least he's hitting a six. He's going out with some intent, he's the
Hmm.
only guy actually who's, putting some intent of it. He's being a bit unlucky because of whatever's happened, right? But
Hmm.
say there's one or two sixes go out, right? He'll bring the entire run rate back to square one. It's
Hmm.
just that whenever he hits a six and the next ball he goes out, or
Hmm.
that is luck factor as well, right? So, but that's the only guy who's actually trying to hit a six is Dubey, right? Now, let's look at individual players, right? And we should just discuss Rachin Ravindra, right? Look at the first match.
Hmm.
Okay, it was Rutu who actually gave you the
Yeah.
impetus.
Hmm.
Rachin was not in form. The first 30 balls, he was struggling,
Hmm.
right? Then when, after that 15, 20, 30 balls, he comes and then, he gets the thing. And then by the time, because the run rate was 150, it was, if it was 180, they would have lost that one as well, right? So it's not that, like, if you look at, so Rachin is one of the person, only Rutu has some part of form, but he's not your number, he's not your one down batsman, never, right? I don't know who, what, like, I'm not getting which shithead put that brain in him to put him as number one batsman, right? Like, say, one down, sorry. Yeah, he has to open for you. There is that is a worst decision. Like, when I saw Rutu coming at like one down, it's the most stupid thing which they have done. Okay. And look at the entire CSK stats. Okay, wherever they've qualified, like 23, before that 21. You look the opening partnership, right? Most of the opening partnership has got around 350, and the other guy has got around 500, 600 runs. Yeah. Here,
Hmm.
if Rutu comes at one down, he will never be able to go that 500 runs, right? Your openers have to like perform, right? So,
Hmm.
like, I don't know, he has to go up the order, right? Bring Rachin down at four, because with the spinners, Rachin is a much better player of spinners. He will have some time around to move around, because now you have to maximize the 6 overs, right?
Hmm.
And what happens with Rutu, right? He doesn't have to, because one wicket falls down, right? So see, when a bowler comes, like, if I'm opening bowling, right? If I take a wicket, yeah, first wicket, which CSK is losing every time, and most of the teams are losing, I'll be on top of the next batsman, because that energy will be, oh, I've just taken that first wicket, right?
Hmm.
But when the openers are there, like say when SRH comes to bat, okay, this is very interesting thing to understand here.
Hmm.
I am the bowler. When I see Abhishek and then I see head, I'm on the back foot. You see, I'm
Yeah.
scared. Where do I pitch the ball? Should I, like, try to like do one out of the length? I will, like, the nervous energy will be there.
Hmm.
But say I take Abhishek out or head out, right? And the next guy comes in, Ishan Kishmi comes in, right? Then I will be on top of, now I know, I've got head out. You
Hmm.
see? So I've got Abhishek out, the most important batsman of, because the opener batsmen are supposed to be the best batsmen in the team.
Hmm.
I'll be on top of this thing. This is what's happening with CSK.
Hmm.
The bowlers are always on top of them, right? So whenever Ritu comes, and he also is on a nervous energy because I've just lost a wicket for 0 runs or 2 runs or 3 runs. So
Hmm.
this is what's happening. You have to get your best openers up front. Even if they lose a wicket, it's fine, because that the secondary thing. But you get your best batsman to open the
So
innings.
you're saying,
And
with the batsman as well, out of form, it's the batting order as well. How the players have been put on that batting order. It doesn't um, seem to be the perfect strategy at the moment. So there's on and on. a lot of factors coming in, and may it be the batting lineup strategy, or the players forms, or Dhoni's injury. There are a lot of things happening. Sam Curran didn't work early on, and then we saw Vijay Shankar as well, but again, we didn't get the scoring rate which was needed.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of factors coming in altogether.
With Sankar, like, uh, he was a bit lucky, right? But
Mhm.
what else can you tell, right? It was a sticky wicket, right? There was no impetus in the inning. 65 runs, and then you need 120 runs in the next 10 overs, right?
Mhm.
It's nearly impossible for anybody to get with 5 wickets down, right? So whatever they could do, they tried. The ball was not going anyways. And see what happens is, like, what mistakes Chennai did in the first innings, DC did not do when it came to their bowling attack, right?
Yeah.
When it came to the spinners, or
Mhm.
when it came to their fast bowlers, right? They were not like uh, doing those bouncers, okay,
Mhm.
which CSK was trying. So it was easier to hit those bouncers because it was coming a bit slow. So the
Mhm.
batsmen are waiting on the back foot. There was a lot of mistakes which CSK did. Right, this shouldn't have been more than 160 runs in that pitch.
Mhm.
But they pulled back the game, and I've told them the bowling attack of CSK is really good.
Yeah.
They need to get the mojo back. At least two or three batsmen have to get into form. And
Mhm.
changing the batting order, and this is not working for them. You know, they have to like put Ritu up the order, and
Mhm.
Devon Conway. It's good. Like, I think so. This team was good enough. And just there's one thing which I have a feeling, right? There's one if Rutu wants to bat at number one down still, right?
Mhm.
I would like put Ashwin and Conway to open, because that elongates the batting, and Dhoni still gets to come at eight
Mhm.
without getting criticized. And what KKR has done with Narayan, even if you lose Narayan's wicket, it does not make a difference to the squad. But
Yeah.
if you can get the 20 or 30 runs, in the 10 balls,
Yeah.
he just puts the impetus on. That's the only thing. If CSK can, because they don't have that batting at all, right? That's the only option. And Ashwin has done that for RR before.
Mhm.
Okay, he has come down up the order and has scored runs, right? And Ashwin is no muck with the bat, right? So he could do that, and that could be one option for them. And Rachin comes at 4-5 and plays the spinners, because he plays spin really well.
Mhm.
And CSK is struggling with hitting the spinners, because Dubey is getting out, and there's nobody else who can hit spinners.
I am glad that you said it was the team was good, because I had picked this team right at the start when in the CSK squad review, and of course with the first change of Sam and uh, with Vijay Shankar. But I thought with the loss, this team will be ripped apart. But no, I'm glad that you said that.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
All right, so
Yeah.
This team is good. They have
yeah,
everything in them. It's
Mhm.
just that I have a feeling that Ashwin's batting is not being used. Okay.
Yeah.
And if Dhoni wants to come at 16 to 20th over, that is where his slot is. Then push
Mhm.
Ashwin right on top of the order,
Yeah.
where within the power play he can show his skills. He
Mhm.
has very good, he can lift the balls over the cover area. He's a good batsman, man. And and I'm like literally surprised. Some dickhead is there. Like they should look at the Tamil Nadu Premier League. Okay, not
Punk is
seeing
all
what
fired
Ashwin
up.
can do. Ashwin did really well in the Tamil Nadu Premier League as well. He's done in IPL as well, up the order. Just go and give him an opportunity, man. And at least that scaredness will not be there. People are scared of even facing the first ball. So it's crazy, man.
Dinesh, I
If I
hope
may,
you have
right? So
chosen
yes,
you've
absolutely yes.
chosen the settings of adults only in this.
Yes, a couple of things. Apologies, it's just pure emotions that took over. So, viewers who were following us, apologies for the language that was used. But a couple of things I want to summarize in the last 19 minutes. What happened is I've actually tickled two CSK supporters, like mega fans, and obviously now they didn't let me even utter a word in the last 19 minutes, which sums up what happened. And the second piece, the most important conversation that I was trying to point out is there's a lot of focus on MS Dhoni, but people have to realize is because to Punk and Amar's point, the batting order sort of didn't perform to the level they should have, and then all of a sudden, when they start looking at the cracks, they're focusing too much on MS Dhoni. My view, even Rajnikant, is allowed to have a flop every now and then. He's not going to have a mega hit like every time a movie of his comes out. The same level I see, you
Yeah,
know,
same. I mean, if
MS Dhoni.
he's
He's
yeah, giving
entitled
a
to a couple of
flat.
a season. Yeah, he's entitled to a
Yeah,
season where
it's just that his team needs to carry him because he has carried
yeah, he's
the
done
team
that for
many
like
times.
God
So
knows how many years.
it's one of those things. Okay,
But
so let's focus on
Ocean, but yes,
Delhi
yeah,
Capitals as well.
Yeah,
Delhi
There
let's
have
go
been
to the
Capitals.
next game.
few good performances there.
Yes, I was about to say KL Rahul. So pleased to see him. Obviously, and he played his the typical KL Rahul innings, right? Obviously, Magga, obviously disappointed again, but then he sort of still played his few deliveries, get into the groove of things, and then he accelerated. He scored 77 that allowed the likes of Abhishek Porel, Akshar Patel, Rizvi, and Tristan Stubbs play their natural game. They were attacking, and Rahul sort of held one end. So maybe a quick word on KL Rahul, Amar.
Very beautiful. I mean, the innings was absolutely near perfect. Opening the batting, and of course with Fraser Maka, not opening his scores. Uh, it looked like that one of you need such kind of innings from one of your openers, and he gave that, and batting together with Abhishek Porel, who's again an outstanding hitter of the ball,
Hmm.
and not a like a massive guy, but
Hmm.
he makes use of the pace really well, and he also is a timing guy, but also plays really good angles as well. So amazing player. When he walks down, it doesn't look like that he will be hitting sixes, but he can put the ball away to 10th row. So yeah, but KR Rahul rotated the strikes very well, and then picked up his balls very very carefully, and then played between the fielders as well. So crisp shots there, and of course he was Akshar Patel came in, and Samir Rizvi as well, and Stubbs, and these guys helped around. But 77 of 51 and six boundaries and three sixes, that shows what a great handy batsman he is, and he should be opening. That is his spot,
Yep.
and he can carry it. He's one of those guys, whether it be a T20 or on an ODI, he's the guy who can bat through the overs. And in last few years we have seen that he's the guy who plays for India in any order. He has played in every single position
Squad. Yeah. Mhm.
in the squad. So but I still feel his best comes out when he's opening, and he has shown it today.
Punk, anything you'd like to add on KL?
Yeah, yeah, like brilliant innings, man. But like and like this pitch was made for him, like slow
Mhm.
track, and where you need to have a good batsman who can play against spin. And he negated that. If KL would have gone out, right,
Mhm.
they would have struggled to get to that 160. It
Yeah.
was because of KL they went 180, right? And that's what I was telling, right? So and based on the innings and when not losing so many wickets,
Mhm.
they went to 180, right? So because of him, they reached that position, right? And he really negated the spinners, the Chennai, where it's known as the Chennai squeeze, right?
Mhm.
The spinner squeeze, which did not happen
Yeah.
with those wickets losing, right? If Rahul would have gone out,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Very different. They would have struggled to 140, 150 also,
Yeah.
based on what the spinners can do in that pitch, right? He really, the way he came across and hit um Jaddu.
Mhm.
Jaddu generally, bowls 4 overs in Chennai. He only bowled 2 overs. So
Mhm.
you see, like, it just shows how good he was. And,
Mhm.
like Ashwin also, and like also he hit
Nur Ahmad,
Noor as
right?
well.
Who's been
Yeah,
really good so
yeah,
far.
he
Mhm.
has been really good, right? So
Yeah.
and that's why I say if you have one or two batsmen who are good players of spin, right, and if they are with middle overs, right, they
Mhm.
will make sure that like the game is going on, the runs are coming through, right, and that's
Mhm.
what Rahul did. The other thing is they only played with three foreigners, right, with
Mhm.
foreign players. DC, right? What I would like to see is like, they drop McCork and, open with Fat
Yeah,
and Rahul.
Faf I think got injured
Okay.
today, but maybe yeah they might consider
Okay.
that. But I don't know where
Yeah.
McGurk can actually bat. I don't think he can bat anywhere apart from
No, no.
opening.
And I would like to see Chamira coming in as well. That will make the bowling really strong. You
Hmm.
see,
Yeah.
if they can bring in Chamira,
Hmm.
okay. See, Mohit Sharma is doing well, right? But
Hmm.
it could be like, drop McCork and bring in Chamir. Chamira is very good bowler as well. That could be one option, right? So this team looks like the real deal now.
Yeah.
With Rahul coming back, opening, and then with Faf
Hmm.
and McCork in the line,
Hmm.
now the batting is ready, and Ashish Sharma showing what he can do. So
Yeah.
that freedom is there now. And Samir Rizvi coming through now. Vipraj can bat as well. So, and Stark also can hit those one or two sixes.
Hmm.
So you have a good batting till, at least till 10,
Hmm.
right? Or
Yeah.
9, at least till 9, till Stark as well. So that gives you a good lineup.
Hmm.
And Stark is like, as I told you, right? He will come good, and he's coming good now, right? They look really now dangerous, right?
Absolutely.
This
I think
Porel
yeah.
has to, Abhishek Porel also needs, but between them, Stubbs is batting well, so they
Mhm.
have everything now going for them, right? It's
Yeah.
just that like I hope they do not lose the the mojo mid-season, because
Yeah.
what happens is it's not necessarily those who start well
Hmm.
end
Will
well.
finish well. Yeah.
It never happens. So
Hmm.
IPL still there's 10 more games to go for a lot of teams.
Hmm.
Things can change very quickly, right? And a lot
Sure.
of people's mojo can go out.
Hmm.
They can start losing, the timing and all that. So, but I hope DC looks like to qualify this year. They've already got three in three.
Yep.
You
Only
know,
team to win all three.
you need another four
Hmm.
or five out of the remaining 11.
Hmm.
So every other game, even if they lose, they qualify now. You
Yeah.
see? So out of 11, you just have to strike at 45% ratio,
Hmm.
and you're there to qualify. 8 games and you qualify. So
Yep.
DC more or less looks like qualifying now.
Absolutely. For the first time, I think personally, all this 18 seasons, I can actually say DC actually has a very good lineup to make it to the top four since maybe one of the seasons when under Virendra Sehwag they managed to do it. But yeah, just to summarize, obviously, another piece of picked up. So don't just blame the Chennai batsman for everything because we also realized it's also the curator's fault. He's made a pitch that benefits KL Rahul and the Delhi team by the looks of it. Sorry, I'm just like I didn't want to miss out on that, but yeah,
No.
overall.
But you're right, Dinesh. Just because you have, and I did tell you in my like in the summary, is the
Mhm.
battle of two current Indian spinners
Yeah.
versus two Indian retired spinners, right?
Hmm.
So you have to be careful, right? You have to also see the opponent's strengths. Their strength was much more better than what the CSK team had. You
Hmm.
see, so that
Yeah,
also makes a huge difference.
absolutely. What Punk meant is experience versus the current, because Jadu and Ashwin obviously on the way out, and then
Yeah,
you have Noor Ahmad
yeah.
and Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar Patel, who is obviously the main strengths for the current teams. But yeah, Amar,
Yeah,
anything you would
but
like to add?
with along with that, one guy who has been really impressing is the Vipraj Nigam,
Yep.
the leggy. He has been performing exceptionally well, and these guys yeah, performing. That's one of the reasons that DC is doing really well.
Absolutely, and also let's give some credit to Kevin Peterson as well.
Oh yeah, of course, of
Yeah,
course.
good mentor
He's
actually. He's a
a
very
very
good
good
Maybe
mentor.
it's a
mentor.
very
Yeah.
good mentor. Yeah, personally, I always liked him. So yes, but yeah, on that note, gents, as always, really appreciate all the inputs, especially in a punk. I think you definitely deserve maybe a drink or two tonight to just get over today's result. Amar, I'm sure you need one too.
And
But yeah,
he's no, Punk is not disappointed about today's result. He's disappointed about how Chennai is playing, really, not the
Yeah,
losses, but
the losses
what's
no,
happening there.
no intent actually. That's the problem.
absolutely. But hopefully, yeah, some impetus come on the Chennai side. Maybe there's some changes coming up, and we would like to see MSD continue this season and see how things end up for CSK. But yeah, he'll always be the megastar of all the superstars. I'd say that because he was the one who brought a lot of talent into Indian cricket and made them whoever they are today. Personally, that's my opinion. Obviously, people can disagree, and I know someone who's going to disagree and maybe WhatsApp me straight up. But I'll have a chat with them offline. On that note,
You can ask me to join. I can give the list.
thank you, gents, and for our viewers. Hope you enjoy this pod, and I hope to see big things for both DC and CSK as things unfold. And Amar,
Hit the bell icon.
yes, please do subscribe if you haven't already. We do try to get some good, thoughtful insights into our podcast, apart from a couple of here and there beep words that we try to avoid going forward. But it's all emotions and it's good banter. On that note, thank you, gents. As always, have a good night.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.